Good evening, cool cats, cool dudes, and Junior Furpo. Welcome to this. We all love Leeds, the show where we discuss our love of Leeds. How you doing, Ben?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
I see you're in a new environment.
Turn that off. As you can tell, sorry, Pete. I'm at work.
I'm glad you like the show enough to join me from work.
I love the show enough to join you from work, mate. I'll just bear with me 1 second because my earphones have gone off.
No problem, bro. Just gonna quickly say hello to Scooby D2. How you doing, my friend? I'll tell you what, I'll start with a comment you made nearly an hour ago, so we can come back to it if need be. Also,
Sorry about that.
now I must admit, Ben, I made an error last night. When I made the show, I set it for 9 a.m. unintentionally. So when I came in, we had loads of comments.
It's 9 a.m. somewhere.
No, that's true. That is true. But we had basically Jimmy. I believe, I could be wrong. I think it was John Garside. They were up for this at 9 a.m. To be fair to them, so it was nice to see. But I do apologise to him. Jimmy did quite rightly go, I bet he meant to put 9 p.m. and put 9 a.m. And I was like, yeah, that's exactly what happened. But anyway. Good to see. For anyone who saw it, obviously, I wanted to pay tribute to Ian Hambridge, where yesterday was the anniversary of the unfortunate accident at St Andrews, where obviously it being the 80s, football was football. I believe the media would term it unsavoury scenes, and unfortunately, Ian Hambridge lost his life. You may think, oh, why have you started on a dour note? I just think it's important. He was one of us. He's one of our own. And unfortunately, it was on the same day as another accident over at Bradford, the Valley Parade fire. So, obviously, one got a lot more coverage than the other. And I just think it would be right to acknowledge that one of our own, tribute one of our own. I've said that word a lot, but anyway. Anyway, on with the show. Hello, Hawkwind. How you doing? Yep, Jimmy. I did address your comment that you made earlier, but it's good to see you, Jimmy. Thank you for turning up twice, evidently. How are you doing, Ben? Sorry, I'm
good, man. Yeah, I'm good. Can't complain. Wasn't overly impressed with the football today, but it could be worse.
It was dire.
It was dire, but it was a lot better than it's previously been in the last few weeks.
No, the credit I will give us is it was dire, but they got gradually worse and worse. So we were crap, but they were crap.
Yeah.
Like, before we start talking into how we should have done better and all that, they will be having the same conversation, and they'll be a lot more worried while having it. I think it is fair to say. But before that, let's get into one of Ben's favourite segments, because he invented it, the Sunday Roast. I'd like to offer our congratulations to Sheffield United on being the first club ever in the Premier League since 1996, when it turned into a 38-game season, to concede 101 goals. They've conceded more goals than the Swindon Town team that conceded 100 goals in 1994 in a 42-game season. Well done, Sheffield United.
Well, fat muppet.
Yeah. Don't eat a sandwich in front of him. It'll really upset him. Probably more than the 101 goals they conceded. Although he'll be the first to tell you he weren't there for all of them. Nottingham Forest played Chelsea yesterday, Ben, and there was they did. There was a really important statistic going into the game. Did you know that not Chris Wood could become Nottingham Forest's all-time leading scorer against Chelsea? He only needs to score 94 goals in that game. Spoiler, he didn't. He did not get 94 goals. I know this is one close to your heart, mate. Did you know that in an alternative universe, Aston Villa are in the Championship because the technology worked and this was a goal?
Oh, well, I'd love to be in that universe. I know I probably am in that universe, but I'd like to be in that universe.
You'd like to know you're in that universe, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very good, very good. Hunting Room 101. Oh, they sure are. They sure are. It's very good, Jimmy, actually, more think about it. And discovered the only way you can actually stop Manchester City from winning the Premier League title, just sign Harry Kane. Say what you will, though, he has scored a lot of goals there. But again, it's going to amount to nothing. But anyway, I did find one very clever Spurs fan depicted here.
Bernie's here. Just letting someone in at work. So.
No problem.
Have to multitask. Well,
Slightly weird mic. Like there's a cricket stuck in it. That might be the air from my fan because it's warm here. And because Ben's at work, he's got
yeah. I'm on the phone.
Yeah. I'd have rather Ben had been here even through his work than me go alone. Not that I'm incapable of it, but made this thing to actually.
You do very well. Yeah, it's a lot easier when someone else there. Yeah.
Well, because otherwise I'd just spew word salad and then kill my throat. So, other than that, on to our favourite team. They're not our favourite team. They're really not. Manchester United performed so poorly on Monday night against Crystal Palace that San Marino have challenged them or requested a match. So that's when you know you're doing well, when they think they can beat you. Ben also got in on the act because he did send me an episode of Embarrassing Bodies on Channel 4. I'm sure he's a nice man, but I can think of one thing wrong with that.
Just one.
Or two, because he's considering it, isn't he? Yeah. Ben is Ben live from a police station.
No, I can absolutely get out.
Glenn Hayes. Glenn, the man fighting the calls for Leeds United in the comment sections over on he was claiming the biased commentary. Yeah, I saw it, Glenn. The Youth Cup final. Ben was taking it to the BBC or the FA's commentary, whoever it was. It was incredible. Incredible. It's fighting a good fight. Hello, Alison. How you doing? Good to see you. That's okay then. Thought we'd have to alibi you again. That's quite the story. I mean, you're free to tell it if you want. If not, it's okay.
Another time.
No problem. It is a great story, though, in fairness. Where, again, to be fair, you did nothing wrong. Of course. It's important to say. Scooby, where do you work, Bev? It's okay to ask. What do you do? It's Defo Mike. Because it only really does it when you talk, Mr. Tom. Oh, it's the wind then.
I'm a replenishment manager for a department store. So I make sure that all the stock's out where it's supposed to be.
Sorry, it was my fault. Sorry, Ben. Sorry, that was rude of me.
That's all right. It's all right.
No, I was blaming you for saying that was 100% my fault. Anyway, there you go. Evening, everyone. Love watching a game. The sun is beaming on the crowd. Nobody has glasses. Crazy. That's the Tottenham me. Glad someone noticed. It was biased. I was more surprised that Emil Heskey's son played football, but probably shouldn't be.
I was surprised that Van Hooydonk's son played football.
Van Hooydonk's son is white.
I noticed that too. But I didn't want to say out.
No, I'll say it. His son's white. How is that possible? Is it a dot? I'll say that like there's not an answer. Like
He did well, didn't he? Yeah, he did great. Great game for me, that lad.
Nice to see Aaron Lennon's joined the coaching staff. What, for Leeds or Man City? You know the coach for Man City under 18s is Howard Wilkinson's son.
No.
Genuinely true. Ben Wilkinson. So there is that.
Good week for that family then.
It is. Could be worse. LOBX, how you doing, buddy? And right. So I did take the liberty of creating a combined 11 for Man United and Arsenal in honour of the big Premier League game this afternoon. Here it is. I couldn't help myself. Speaking of embarrassing defenders, I'll present to you Casemiro, the elite centre back. It was quite the performance. But Jamie Carragher was mocking him, and then he just replied with a list of all his medals and trophies. So there was that. Because how many league titles have you won, Mr. Carragher? The same as me, evidently.
I've actually won more league titles than Carragher. Maybe not as at a higher level, but still at my level, and I won titles.
Hey, you finished above everyone. There you go, mate. Casemiro, can't you go 5 seconds, without humiliating yourself? How long was that? Last one. Do you know the nominees for EPL Young Player of the Year came out? Who's going to get the award? Will it be Hans Molbad, Steve Buscemi playing a child, Cole Palmer, Joey Tribbiani playing a teenager, Mr. Burns as Jimbo Jones, or Rodney Trotter?
I'd give it Rodney.
I think it's Rodney all the way, personally, yeah.
Marble Arch at dawn. Yeah, Marble Arch at dawn.
Amazing. How BX did you beat Scum? I genuinely don't know. I keep thinking of Van Hooijdonk, trying to remember who he played for. It was Forest. Forest and Celtic, yeah. I believe it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Van Hooijdonk.
Because weren't he one of the first main players to go on strike?
Yeah.
Coach of the youth. Yeah. Cool. That's nice to hear. I hope he's doing well. Scooby victorious because he had his issues, didn't he? Come back, Bremer up on that. Danny Rose is coaching too. Danny Rose is coaching with Leeds. Jesus Christ. They all leave us in 2005 and now they're in our coaching setup. We're very generous. Funniest thing I've seen in a minute. Thank you very much. Splendid 11. Good job. I thought you might approve of it, Sir Gary. Trotter time. There you go. Scooby. And yes. Cheers, Glenn. Good stuff. Good stuff. So I think it's time for an episode of Sky Sports Leeds. What is the hissing for? Anyway, need to look into that.
Is it my CCTV unit? Might be down here.
No. I think it's on my end.
I've got all that. It's might be that down there. It's making a little whirring noise.
No, I think it's whenever I speak into the mic, it's like hissing. But I have no idea why. So unless you know why someone does something, it usually helps with fixing it. But anyway, hope Milner gets his coaching badge and comes home too. Milner has played against more players to have ever played in the Premier League than not. And I read some stat that he's played against 33% of every player that's ever played top level football. It's something ridiculously high. But I don't know the exact number. But it's, you know, like 30% of anyone's ever played. Yeah. Is the answer Sky TV? Yeah. Why not? Okay, so, and I think this is when we actually first started doing this, Ben, because I've seen this picture before. Because I believe we started judging Carroll Road.
Hmm.
Because I seem to recall we were talking about the industrial part outside of it, but
I mean, it does look like they're. I presume we're looking at it north on their east stand. Was built for the borrowers.
Bloody hell. And this is how he looks. I know this is new because the photo is actually from like February, because they're going to introduce safe standing, as weird as that may sound. But there you go. There you go. The scene of the crime. Be hard to find a more experienced man for the job. That's true.
Do you think
Any
safe
million
standing will generate an atmosphere at Carroll Road? 'Cause I've heard noisier sports days for kids. And did they have not the cheek halfway through in their home tie? They're not the first team to do this to us this year. Where's your famous atmosphere? You're at home. It's for you to generate the atmosphere, you fucking inbred morons. Allegedly inbred, may I add.
I could be wrong, but
I don't
during
want
the
to be
game,
sued by a farmer.
I ain't got the money to sue you. Not with what Tesco's pay them for their produce these days. I could be 100% wrong, but I feel very. We were under the cosh while their fans were actually on the game, on us. And then as soon as we got them quiet, Norwich were finished. I could be wrong. That's just how I saw it. Anyway. Playoffs should be one game elimination. 6 seeds shouldn't be getting any home game. Both games are one elimination now. Anyway, was it suggested last week that sixth should play fifth and then plays fourth and then plays third? That was your idea.
No, I said, no sixth place, because I just think that's. So you've got third, fourth, and fifth. So fourth and fifth play each other to play third in the final. Should just be an automatic bye for third place into the final.
Interesting. You got a question from Director John. Is that a phone on the wall? Are we in 1995?
It's a fucking intercom system, so I can talk to the minions out there.
There you go.
So, yeah, going on to their atmosphere. I watched Benjamin Bloom, little 8-minute skit on Leeds today.
Yeah, it was good. That was good.
Yeah,
like that.
but right, let's say Benjamin Bloom was a Man United fan, right? Do you think we'd let him sit in the middle of us? That's an Ipswich fan sat in the middle of Norwich fans, and they didn't bat an eyelid to it.
Do you think that's more a sign of the times, though, in the way it's going, or?
No, I just think that they're just that placid and don't give a shit in Norwich. I don't actually think they know what football is. Delia have been getting pissed. You know, she probably invited him. Let's be having you.
They never showed her on camera, from what I could.
No, they didn't. Was she not there? She must be ill.
I assume she wasn't there, but I thought, why wouldn't it was like their biggest game of the season?
It didn't seem like their biggest game of the season, though, did it? It felt like a pre-season friendly.
I think the match played out like that, and we were thrilled that they did not have the intensity of it being an important game.
I think they're going to come with that intensity, though.
Yeah, they have to.
I do. I just feel that we missed a massive opportunity today.
How you doing, Ryan, Mr. Arsenal podcast?
Don't get me started on Eurovision. God. Fucking God. Just for all you viewers out there, I am not woke and never will be. A bloke's a bloke and a woman's a woman, and a tranny's an idiot weirdo that's confused in head. And that's my opinion. I don't care who I've offended. I do not care.
I think it's a direct line to Mr. Tom's dungeon. There is a direct line to Mr. Tom's Dungeon.
But it's not that modern.
Nah. It needs to be the rotary one where like you actually spin it.
Yeah.
In extra time, do you think Norwich would prefer to see who bakes the best cakes? Yes. It wouldn't be Leeds, though, obviously, in that situation. It is each to their own. There you go. But anyway, that being said, this is how Norwich lined up. And that's how Leeds lined up. Is there anything you'd do differently, sir?
I'm a bit with KG on this one. I would have dropped Jorginho. He needs a rest and put Joseph up for him. I like the fact that he changed it a little bit because it needed changing. Let's be honest. But I do
have a question, Ben. I don't know if you know the answer. What do you think happened with Camara, however it's pronounced, in terms of why he's not been inside? Because they said it was illness, and then it was like, oh, you must be better by now, but you're still not in the team.
I think he lost his place. He was the weaker of the midfielders. I still think he is. He had a steady game today, but he don't wow me. A couple of times he's played great, but he don't wow me as a midfielder. And he needs to learn to shoot, man.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to act like Andy Inchcliffe. I'm going to teach Lionel Messi how to play football. But at the same time, put that man in front of goal and just tell him to shoot at it. In fact, do it with a few of them.
Yeah, just put a few people in box and shoot and see how many deflections and ricochets you get.
Yeah.
It's half the goals in this league. The deflections. Just shoot.
He's not bad, but the fact he never shoots or crosses fucking annoys me. Is that Somerville you're referring to, Scooby? Anyway, so obviously this is how Norwich lined up. Okay. That fairly standard for them from what I can tell. But this is how we lined up. And again, we won the battle of we've got more photos on Google than you have.
Yeah, but what qualifies you to have the white body and what qualifies you just to be a green circle?
I've absolutely no idea. Although, no, actually, that's a lie. I probably do know that. That's probably just the state of my phone that doesn't load up Sam Byram's photo. But the actual white body thing, I cannot answer. But it's probably just my poor technology for the actual like why ain't Angus Gunn got anything at all? I've just noticed that actually. But anyway, so just to make people placate people, you know the score for the most part. So don't get me wrong. Of course, I'd love to sit here and do 86 Leeds goals and the photos of them. But it was really handy in this tight turnaround that there was nothing.
There was absolutely nothing worth screenshotting at all.
Nothing at all. Well, I did get one thing, but I think everyone will know worse.
I'm in the onside camp. What are you?
I was fine with it being offside. When I actually saw a photo of it online, I was a bit like, I don't know, but I can understand why it's been given offside.
But right, it's quite amazing how the same linesman could get a cat's cock hair of a difference, but he couldn't miss 7 yards of offsideness when they attacked. I just felt that linesman was a little bit corrupt today. The referee was shit at the linesman. God, I was just praying someone would coin him.
I had issues with the refereeing, which is, and don't get me wrong, I think we've had worse refs, but I did have issues with his hand.
What? Every time in the second half, every time they fell over, it was a foul, basically.
Yeah, as in, I think there was a lot of 50-50s that went our way in how it played out. And he'd go, no, let's bring that back. But there was ones where if they won the ball, it'd be, there's nothing to see here. It's just football, lads, which is fine. But do it for both teams. But anyway, sorry, we can get into that anyway. How you doing, Anders? Good to see you, bud.
Anders?
Right, Conche has said, and I quote, Nonto was giving Norwich defender a piggyback into the penalty area. Total foul, and ref waved it off, for fuck's sake.
I agree.
At least we didn't get cheated out of a cast iron penalty. I can smell the sarcasm, Mr. Hayes, all the way from here. I can smell it. But again, like I say, just went through the tweets, just couldn't help myself. You know, it's what I like to do, what I'm prone to do. Just what do people think of what's going on? For example, Norwich kick off, Leeds kick off. The reaction to Leeds kicking off was just win. Please turn up today. Come on, boys. Come on, Leeds. Ash Windy was actually me to some degree. I was like, please just don't fuck this up. Just.
Did they turn up?
I would argue we turned up enough in the sense that I'm glad it didn't have all the
Do you know what I feel? I feel that neither team turned up and it suited both teams. It was like neither team wanted to lose it.
Yep. It played, and ironically, the other game played out similar, apart from the start of it, where it was a bit energetic, but it felt it when it got to like the 60th minute, it had 0-0 written all over it.
Yeah. Why bring Daniel Anthony on the wrong wing for 20 minutes and then give James 7 minutes and swap him onto the other? Why not just bring James on in the first place?
I think it was a case of like I think if we were losing, he would have chucked James on instead of Anthony. I get the sense he really did not want to play Daniel James. Like, he did not want to risk him.
I get the sense he really doesn't want to play a lot of players.
Norwich stopped playing second half. Wagner's already playing for penalties. To be fair, Conche, it could be argued that's what we're paying for. Because we didn't really try to win that either. I know in the end, you'll find we probably had more shots. But, yeah, like...
We controlled the game more, but did nothing with it. It's just,
I was happy with the defending.
Yeah. Well, that's it's like our comment at the end. I took two positives. It's a clean sheet, and we're not losing, and we're not behind. Yep. So you got to count your blessings, I suppose.
I'll tell you what I said to my dad in the first 10 minutes. My exact words were, the only way we're going to get anything in this game is if we protect the goalkeeper and there are no shots at him. Because it had all the hallmarks. It had all the hallmarks of it being a first shot on Melier is a goal. Because Norwich done their own work. You pressure him early in the game, he starts miskicking the ball, making Larry passes out to the side or whatever, and you can do him. But we protected him, so there you go. To say Fart was a striker is incredibly risk averse. Norwich might sell all their tickets for Thursday. Makes a change for them.
I don't think they will.
What, you don't think Norwich will sell their allocation?
No, I really don't. They just don't seem that sort of fan base to me.
Fair point. Fair point.
I think they
we'll see
treat
who
a
turns up.
trip to Carroll Road like the trip to B&Q on a Sunday. That's something to do.
Fair enough, Scoops. We're under the cosh. It was in the 12th minute is when Nonto gets fouled. Again, it's one of those. I would say I can get why it looks like he played the ball, but you're 5 yards away from it. How have you not seen that he's just taken him? Even if it's a free kick, it's a foul. But we didn't get it. And again, in my opinion, the reason we don't get it, like refs could say, "Oh, I never saw the angle," or whatever. It's because he knows Nonto's a diver. I say it every week. Not when Nonto is the footballing equivalent of the boy who cried wolf. Like when he's actually fouled, they don't want to give it to him because of all the times that he's not fouled, and it costs you big eventually. Shit refs, we only get shit refs. I don't see Norwich doing a derby. I can see Norwich trying to do the Blackburn tactic of like taking the abuse and then just relying on your striker for his one chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's
Sorry.
basically how I see it, Scoops. I could be wrong. I'm not an expert. It's just how I see it. Sorry, Ben. Just gonna say something, mate.
No. I was just so I see it too, pretty much.
Then, like people, if you want to zoom in or whatever, this is how Norwich see it. Norwich are shit hot on their Twitter. Like if an ant moves, they'll tweet it. To be fair, and obviously a lot of this is basically so and so is booked or shot, block, blah blah blah. Like nothing too exciting, but most of it is them on the attack. I'll take it down now. And then really the only real flashpoint of the game, as silly as this sounds, is my boy Firpo, who I'd argue put himself back in my good graces. I thought he was quite solid. A couple of errant passes, but that's what happens in football. Ben, initially, what do you make of Firpo being robbed of a goal?
It wasn't offside. It didn't matter who put it in, to be honest. Junior, look, as much as I love him, last week showed me we need a better left back.
Oh yeah,
I knew we needed a better left back anyway, but it made it very hard to defend him last week. So yeah, but it was onside for me. It was, and I know I could be wrong, but I'm not.
hello to In the Clock End, Arsenal. Leeds and Norwich are like, to be fair, we've been relegated once in, 20 years? No, 19 years, right, let's say. So if we're a yo-yo, we're just the one that goes down and then you don't pull it back up.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Norwich, yes, Norwich are like you think of yo-yo club, Norwich are going to appear in the dictionary.
It was West Brom, wasn't it, before?
Yeah.
And Sheffield United are a yo-yo club.
To be fair, it's a good gig if you can get it, because if you can get your team £200 million every 2 years, then you're doing all right. Compared to, basically, you can make more money in that 2 years than you'll get in 10 years in the Championship, to be fair. Not to dig anyone out. I mean, it's not entirely unfair, but anyway. So, for anyone who wondered, this is what was offside or deemed offside. It depends on your interpretation of whether that player on the bottom is in front of Ruter or not. Not for me to say. When I first saw it on TV, I thought, fine, he's offside. But would have been a lot cooler if he wasn't. Could be wrong. Clear's shocking accusation. No problem. I really thought Byram should have come off at 60 minutes too. Not because he played bad.
He should have come off at 45 minutes. It's not that he didn't play. Look, he's safe. He's what he is. But I'm sick of the cutting inside the backwards passing to Rodon. It's like, just pass it down the fucking wing and let's attack for once. And do it quickly rather than... That's the biggest thing for Leeds is the pace of the build-up. It's so slow.
Do you feel they've got on to... Other teams know it's happening, so it actually makes it really easy to defend against. In like before the international break, we were. I could be wrong here, but it feels like we were scoring goals which came from a patient build-up, and we were scoring goals from when like Ruter just lobs a ball over the Plymouth back line and Nonto controls it and bangs it in.
There's none of that. There's none of that like fast breakaway urgency, is there? Even when that opportunity arises, someone cuts inside and that's it, it's gone. Rather than taking the gamble with that pass forward.
I agree. 100% agree. It feels when like Goodman or whoever happens to be on commentary will go, Leeds are one of the most fast breaking teams this season. I'm like, well, they aren't lately. It's you must be talking about statistics from before March because
there's a reason I call him dipshit.
I thought it was just made for a good slogan on the old. We have got the dipshits tonight. We have got the dipshits are here tonight. Sorry, it's actually the last thing I made. Anyway, sorry, Conche says Ruter isn't doing that now. He's turned into Premier League Rutter. Oh, when he plays well, in my mind, he's Ruter, and when he's not good, he's Rutter. Can't help it. Also, it's half time, and Willie Nonto earned himself a booking for clapping.
You're going to get booked for that, aren't you? Didn't somebody get booked for that last week?
Yeah. Furpo.
Was it not? Oh, it was Furpo, yeah. But you're going to look.
Because we didn't get a decision.
It was on the corner. It wasn't that. Oh, that was last week. But this week, it was the most fucking softest foul you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah.
And you don't blame him for it, but you're going to get booked for it, aren't you?
Yeah. Oh, as soon as he did it, I was like, it's like pardon me if I'm wrong, but before when
do you know why you get booked for that? Because referees got bullied at school.
Yep.
Pretty much. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
I can't remember if it was. No, it's no problem, mate. I can't remember if Scooby said it earlier in the stream or he said it on Jess's channel. Apologies if I got it wrong, but I believe like Scooby had an issue with some of Nonto being taken off as one of the first players taken off. I was like, that's why, because if the way it was going, he was going to talk himself into getting banned. Because obviously, if you get sent off in a semi-final, you get banned for the second leg and probably the final. Oh, you got your mates with you.
I've got a box of Garfields.
Oh, what, for the movie?
The movie. Yeah.
There was a typical Leeds thing on 20 minutes, sorry, he means to say 20 minutes. Norwich have ball kind of near halfway. Byram reads it well, intercepts, got to bomb down line, 4 bombs in the box. Instead, he goes maybe 10 yards, slows down for another 10, plays a ball inside Somerville into traffic. Fizzled that.
Just give me 1 minute, guys. I'll be back in a second.
No problem. But Scooby Doo, who says, "This is unusual for Ben. If it was Mr. Tom, I would not be surprised." Well, I do like my little friends. Oh, geez, where's your Barbie collection? I was actually kind of debating like how to fix my audio or whatever, but anyway. Just remembered I'm actually on air, aren't I? Anyway, so anyway, for argument's sake, half time for Leeds, KG first half. Oh, hang on, my audio seems fine now. That bends. Interesting. There was a huge gap. Just get down there, cross it, don't feck about. I'm sure he doesn't mean feck. But anyway. Yeah. That being said, I was not thrilled with the opening 45. I thought Norwich... It's easy in hindsight to say Norwich didn't threaten us. But it felt like they were on the cusp of threatening us. If that makes sense. Like, they kept doing their training ground free kick and corner routines, and it felt very much like at some point one of them is going to work because we are terrible at defending them. On this day, we were not terrible at defending them. By hook or crook, we defended them. To be fair. Give praise where it's due. I thought Rodon was fairly good.
We also got some sort of effort off the corner as well, which was made for a change. There's one Barbie. There's another Barbie. Another Barbie. And finally, we have Pet Barbie. So there's my Barbie collection.
So that's answering the request from Director John, who does all the graphics for this. Anything you like is probably made by him. But to be fair, Scooby, yeah, no, that is fair. Like, what you're saying is correct. But my point, I guess, is that because he's put himself in the book, and we all know his temperament, he's...
Well, my dad messaged me. Nonto's probably going to see red, and I said you'll probably see James come on before that. But obviously, it was Jaden Anthony. What do you think of Anthony? What's your thoughts on?
You know what? It's actually really unfair to judge him, as silly as this will sound. I know you could say, well, we've had him all season, but I don't think he's played enough. He's not played enough.
Yeah, I was exactly the same. I think earlier on, he showed some tricky little skills in his first few appearances for us, but he's just not had the opportunity, has he, to get going.
Obviously, his mum dying probably set him back a bit, which obviously can't be helped in terms of like just how it works out and that. But I thought him and Joseph did well against Chelsea as a pairing, like as the makeshift, like, what would you call it, the reserve team pair? What you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't want to say he's done bad because I don't think he plays enough to do bad. But I'm also don't get the feeling that when he does get brought in, that we're definitely going to get a goal either. I don't want to say it too confidently, but it's very Tyler Roberts-ish.
Yeah. Is the sound back to how it was? Now I'm back.
Yeah, but we're 40 minutes in. We'll get through it, mate. We'll get through it.
Yeah, it must be this thing.
I noticed it when you went off on mute, and then I was talking into it, and I was like, "Oh, it's not happening," but it's fine. It's fine. Colonel Wall wants to know, how would you feel if he started a rival show called "We All Hate Leeds"? I'd watch it, Colonel.
I'd watch it.
I'd watch it.
You watch our show. You watch your show.
Yeah. I try and support people's stuff, but by the same token, Colonel, I'd expect a quality piece of work, mate. I don't want to sit there and just watch you going, I hate Leeds for an hour. I mean, you wouldn't be short on like evidence on reasons to hate Leeds, to be fair. Did you watch the Baggies game? That was some save Palmer made in the second half. Melier definitely doesn't make that. It's a good thing Melier weren't there then. That was more aggressive than a minute. But no, I didn't watch it. I watched the start of it.
I didn't
and
watch
then
it.
I'll wash my hair. Yeah. Getting a bit worried about Ben. I think he maybe needs a sun hat. Turned into a Barbie fan. Did you actually see the Barbie movie?
No, I'm not going to either. No, Tom. No.
No, I thought I'd ask. I watched it.
No.
I must say.
I know you did. I know you did. There's not many films do get past you.
That's true.
But
I was just going to say, I have a cinema card where I've already paid my money, so I'd have to pay extra to watch crap. So ultimately, I'll watch crap. But I wouldn't have walked in off the street and paid, £15 to watch it. But anyway, back to football. Thank God for that. It started raining. Humidity is breaking. What happened to Ben in Portugal?
Ben had to come home.
Hello to the disabled team as well. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. And contact every other football channel on YouTube could be called We All Hate Leeds. That's true. It's true. As we addressed last week, Ben, over 33% of the division was singing about Leeds in the final game. And that's just the ones we know about, the ones that were recorded. You get Ipswich are talking about Leeds on their bus parade.
Oh, no, just been promoted. Absolutely no rivalry whatsoever. Wished them well all season. Spanked them twice.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie and say that I wish them well. I mean, I was kind of hoping that the drop off would happen. It didn't. No, but
well,
seriously,
of course. But what I meant by that was, what I meant by that was, they went up, and fair play to you. We appreciated what they did, whereas Leicester are cheating cunts.
Yes, they they aren't gonna fight. They aren't gonna foul financial fair play this year, are they?
It would be a nice, and there is an alternate universe where this is going to happen, where Leicester go up, get a nice 12-point deduction straight away, and then get relegated, and then get another 12-point deduction because they still owe them points, and then they stay down there in the abyss for 16 years.
Well, the way their season panned out is that they can't stomach a 12-point deduction and automatically go back up, because how much did they end up going up by? What was it, 8 points? Something like that. I don't know.
8 points, yeah.
So, they could not stomach. I mean, they'd be in the playoffs, but still. But then players wouldn't necessarily go there because they know they'd be expected to overhaul 4 matches before they start. Saying that, Colonel Ward, Director John, has a great suggestion that he wants to start a channel called We All Hate Colonel Ward.
Gotta love John, aren't you?
Good old John. This goes around this could go around in circles. Should we just say, let's just watch Everybody Hates Chris and then get on with the football?
Yeah.
I enjoyed that show. Anyway, Barbie does Bradford. A must see. I'll take your word for it, Scooby. It's not true. I'll seek it out. Disabled teams laughing at Scooby D2. Talking at Bradford, Scoobs and Wakefield beat them in the 1895 Cup semi-final today. Trinity's going to Wembley. Oh my God. If you knew you would never see Leeds win a major trophy, would you still want us to strive in order to ruin things for everyone else? Isn't that Leeds in reality? Yeah, basically. Yeah, that's fair. Disabled Team TV says Leicester beg Vardy to stay another year because they might face a transfer embargo. I bet they didn't have to beg him that much if they just turned around and went, well, we'll still pay you 200 grand a week or whatever it is they're paying him. Wouldn't really take much begging. So obviously Leeds halftime tweets included Flat looking rather nervy. Fuck me, we're a hard watch today. Not asking for fun, Ho, but a pass forward might not hurt. He's not wrong. Sub Melier off. We're missing Bamford 100%. Oh, this is amazing. If Bamford was playing, that tweet would read, get Bamford off. Why is he even playing? All I can think of from that half is he hopes Norwich tire and we bounce on it. Fair point. Maybe that was the plan. I don't know.
I'm one of these with Bamford. I will diss Bamford on his chance missing. But you can't diss a man for being injured. It's not like he wants to be injured.
Yeah.
You know? And you get KG. KG disses Bamford like he's got some agenda. And I don't mind KG's show, to be honest, but he's always having to go at Bamford for being injured. Well, you're always poorly, KG. You're poorly more than any man I've ever known. And then when you're poorly, you don't do streams for 2 weeks and you still charge people. So you have no right to have a go at Bamford for being injured. So that's my little rant there.
My thing with Bamford is that I just think it's like you say, it's not his fault, but I just find it's unhelpful to the club that on the final day for 3 years running he's unavailable, and he's a key part of our forward line. I think he's proven he is. Like the spot people.
But until anybody has any evidence otherwise, that's just coincidence.
Oh
and
yeah,
you can't.
no, of course.
Yeah.
Like I say, it's unhelpful. I'm not saying. I don't think Patrick Bamford. I don't think a professional footballer who gets an appearance bonus, which will be more than most people's actual bonuses, would not want to play a football match if they, you know what I'm getting at. Like,
yeah.
I have no facts at all, but it would not surprise me if Patrick Bamford gets £5,000 to £10,000 every time he just puts on the shirt and walks across the line. Maybe not in the Championship, but definitely in the Premiership. There's no factual basis on that. It's just a feeling I get from how contracts are structured. But anyway, cool. Ben's coming out firing today. Bloody hell! Have you got an air conditioner in there, sir?
No, it's literally the fan on the hard drive for the CCTV.
As though Leeds can get promoted, so Vardy won't score against them in the Premier League. Our League One team beats Norwich today. Possibly, yeah, but our League One team then went and finished 7th. So our League One team weren't that bad.
Our League One team then went and finished 7th for Norwich.
That's a fair point. Reasonable comparison. And Bamford scores that chance. Ruta air kicked early.
It wasn't Ruta, was it? It was Byram.
No. Ruta was the one who there was one.
Oh, and the first shot. Yeah. Sorry.
He I believe the term is he whiffed it.
Yeah, he whiffed it. The air kick was more Byram.
I personally feel that the Patrick Bamford wouldn't necessarily have buried it, but there are aspects of our play.
He would have connected with it. Yeah. Look, love him or love him or hate him. He's done things for us, and then he's fucked things for us. So you can only have a go at him on his football abilities, nothing else.
There's only so much you can claim about a player, Ben, that missed from 1 yard out against Leicester.
But let's say 20 years down the line when he's a pundit on Sky and it pops up how many appearances for Leeds and how many goals. It don't pop up how many misses, does it? So inevitably that's how he'll be judged.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it will also say things like won the championship with Leeds in 2020. It might even say championship top scorer. Was he top scorer in championship 1 year when he was at Middlesbrough?
I'm not sure.
Wrong there.
I know he banged 4 in against us. Was it 4 or 3? 1 or 2?
No, he got hat-trick against us.
Yeah.
I think
was
the
parking, wasn't it?
Traore
It got
scored
caught.
another one. Yeah. I want to say Conche, Bamford at least make contact with the ball. Yeah, like there's only so much you can say about a man who you've seen miss from 1 yard out. Like he's capable of great things, but he's also capable of the opposite, as Ben rightly suggested. John Newsom was Norwich's first £1 million player when they bought him from us. That's fascinating. He was fine for us, wasn't he? Yeah. Hello to Brownie, footballer Brownie. Congratulations on 10,000. Is it 10? Saw a thing he posted earlier. His Facebook page has 10,000 followers, or it's. I'm getting the terminology wrong, but the spirit of it is congratulations to Brownie. That's great football content. To be fair to him, he's
For
not
a Cardiff
the worst.
fan, it's not bad.
Yeah, for a Cardiff fan, he's all right. Like he's far from the worst football follow on the YouTube and on the social.
No, I could quite look, and everyone's had their own opinion, but I think the worst football follow on YouTube is a Leeds United fan, and he's an absolute fucking plum pudding whopper, and he's called JT. What an attention-seeking drip that guy is. But that's my opinion.
Well, you're here to give your opinion, sir.
Yes.
So there you go.
Just screams into the mic and makes words up, and what an absolute bellend that guy is.
I don't know who you're talking about.
I curse YouTube. Do you know if you're like skipping through your suggestions and whatnot, and it plays for 5 seconds, and I've missed it, and if I hear his voice, I curse YouTube. Can't stick the guy, honestly.
Everyone's saying evening.
I'm going to send you a link.
I'll give it a watch. I'll give it a watch. Just to confirm what you're saying. Not that I think you're lying, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean? Because even if it's that
he might think I'm the biggest whopper on YouTube, which he's entitled to that opinion. I really don't care.
Maybe.
But yeah.
10K get monetized on it. That's awesome, Brownie. Genuinely awesome.
Right, I'm going to have to shoot, guys. I've got some issues to address. I do apologize. No, I do apologize. But yeah, a quick summary. I think we wasted an opportunity today, and now we're into a shootout, a one-game shootout, which is it can be a pro or con whether it's a home leg advantage or not. But I don't think the home leg is an advantage. I just think it's whoever turns up on Thursday goes through. So,
one more comment for you, Ben. You have to get dressed up as Ken.
I will, for you, John, for you. You sick man.
Have a good night.
But yeah, thanks for joining me, everybody, and I will see you next week. Hopefully, we'll be going to Wembley. These Leeds. Take care, Tom. Thanks a lot. See you soon, guys.
Can't believe I've managed to waffle for an hour like that. But anyway, so those are the opinions of Ben, and Ben only, of course. Mainly because I haven't seen what he's talking about. Therefore, anyway. Today's question would be League One or today's player. Well, that would be useful, Mr. Hayes. Actually, I should do that for next week, I suppose. But anyway. Brownie saying hello to people. I just think you have to take it, JT, with a pinch of salt. Good result for you guys today. So that's in your hands for the second leg. It's a fair take. I was thrilled with it in the end because it could have gone a lot worse. Man City fan, nice person. Football opinions are very obvious and basic. Bamford is crap. We've spent so long in the Championship, some of our own fans wouldn't recognise a good player from a plank of wood, hence Bamford. The thing is, EGB, welcome by the way, is that when he's not playing, we're infinitely worse though. Because for some reason, our system tends to work better with him in it. Even not scoring goals is that the play looks better, which you miss when he's not there. Unfortunately, it's glaringly obvious. Anyway, Shalben penalties. Shalben likewise on the program. Soz, cheers though. Have a good night, Scooby. What's the program? See one in BBC dramas. One saying good night to Ben. Cut long story short, Norwich threw up all these tweets about things that happened. They started accumulating the yellow cards. We started shooting. Again, this is where we had a chance, and then Nono took some studs to the face. We then got into the game more. If a team was going to win the game at that point, it was going to be us. But we were quite content to just see it out as a goalless draw. Which I'm thrilled that we succeeded at, because you can try that and it backfires, and then you're like, oh my God, we didn't plan for needing to score a goal. But anyway, that being said, it was 0-0. Norwich Twitter result, what's the right word for it? Twitter comments included, enjoy the championship next season, fellas. I believe that's an Ipswich fan. Jamie, championship next season then, lads. Not even attempting to win your home leg is crazy, from Sam Cook 99. And Furphy3 responded with a simple 4-letter word that rhymes with bank. We miss a competent striker. Bamford is not. I'm glad it's not available. That's absolutely fine. You're more than entitled to your opinion. That's quite a take from Colonel. Try to have an accent at work. Get a claim in. You had me in the first half. Not really. First 11. Who'd you listen off? If we had to sell someone, you sell Somerville. Because of the fact that you sell who's going to get you the most money, I'd imagine. But ideally, you don't take the offers for anyone. I mean, you're going to end, if we have to sell, it's inevitably going to be Somerville and Nono. Because there's only so long now you can, like, you're going to lose value on Nono if you're not in the Premier League. And the further into the contract you get, you're going to lose value there. So you kind of hit this 3-year window where, like, you can get the most you can get for him in the Championship. Jimmy would take 50 for Somerville. Glenn Hayes, no money, not an issue. Difficult question. I'm glad I'm not the manager for it. I personally would not use Joseph in this situation, because at the end of the day, I would rather have, if it doesn't go well, I'd rather have someone say to me, why didn't you use Joseph, rather than why didn't you use Jorginho Ruter? Because you paid 40 million for Ruter, or not 40. It's not, we didn't pay 40, that's lies. But, you know, whatever it was, the 20 million we actually did pay, because people don't realise it was 35 only if we avoided relegation, which we didn't. So we actually only ended up paying like 20 million for the guy, or whatever it ended up being. And it'd be, well, you kind of then have to integrate these players and use them. Plus, he can make magic happen. He hasn't for a while, but he can. That's kind of why you stick with it. That being said, I understand why they went with the Ruter up front thing. It doesn't work. It didn't work evidently, but I can understand why they did it, because of his hold-up play. And then you can use him to bring in the man either side, like Nono and Somerville, who evidently do have shooting boots. So I can see him going with more of the same. Wouldn't be surprised if you see a similar lineup, because the key change will be in the second half, when you then throw Daniel James at them. And hello, Stefan, how you doing? Decent result at Carrot Road. Just for the benefit of the We All Love Leeds audience, who do you support, Mr. Stefan? I know the answer. Excuse me. I know the answer. It'd just be nicer, more fun if he can type it. Type the I, then the P. Yeah. We'll facilitate a team for next season for you, Mr. Tom. Who would you like to get us to get rid of first? I mean, arguably, if I could actually get rid of anyone, he supports Ipswich Town. Congratulations again. Congratulations, sir. Congratulations. And I forgot about the Celtic thing. Anyway, that weren't even a dig at that, sir. I totally forgot. I was just seeing Ipswich. Easy B with Rutel will be better than next season because he'll work on his finishing. I hope you're right. I don't really want to get rid of Ruter because he's a fun character around the place. And when you win, he's really fun and it's nice and it's enjoyable. That being said, I would happily have 11 miserable fuckers if we won 38 games. But still. Because they soon wouldn't be fucking miserable, would they? Pardon my language, everyone. Brownie, you old hooligan. I think Ruter is not right after his op. I do get the feeling that he came back too soon after the op. I could be wrong. I wouldn't be surprised if he admits that in the future, that he came back too soon after that operation. Anyway, so obviously this is how we showed that it was 0-0. Some responses included, I'm not even joking when I say Kamara might be the worst player of all time. I think you are kind of joking because he is not the worst player of all time. He is no Marco Boogers, who played like 5 minutes for West Ham at Old Trafford and got sent off in 1995. Like there are millions of players that are worse than Camera. But I see your point. You may have felt like he wasn't fantastic. Anyway, George LUFC says that was like them disabled matches you see in mini nets at half time. It wasn't like that, George. It was not like that at all. Come on now. Damned peacock Robbo with £100 to the man and woman who gets me a ticket. So, if you can get a ticket and you fancy making a profit, go see that Twitter account or X, whatever you want to call it. Oliver White with happy enough for that. Confidence is still an issue, but the players showed enough heart. All to do at Ellen Road. Effing get behind. I don't know why I said effing. It's not like I've never swore. Michelle thinks it was dull. Got another page of it. Best go and perform at Ellen Road now. Great result at Norwich. Getting them smashed at home. You better turn up. That was embarrassing, says Jack. Couldn't score against that. Says it all. Aurelian Dessau, I think it is. Great name. Neither team has the level to move up to the Premier League, let alone maintain. It's horrible. It's not as great a name now that I've actually read the comment. It's great, really. Tommy Lad wants his money back. Be more specific, so I don't know what you paid. Snooze fest. Pressure on now. Well, yeah, but don't you want to be in a situation where the pressure's on? In this, like, it's better than like losing 4-0 and then being like, oh, well, we can go out there and play without fear because you're 4-0 down. It's done anyway. Jack feels we grew into the game. What's the game? The game should have had a penalty and then a tight offside decision into the second leg. But that was not a great watch. Comes down to Ellen Road. That's positive. Brutal all round. But Leeds will feel the happier of the two. From Gaz LUFC. Leeds to be on the Ellen Road on Thursday. Brutal, yeah. I'll be lying if I told you it was a good contest. But that being said, yeah, could get 20 mil for Ruter. I agree, Easy. I think he's a lot better than people give him credit for. I think people just tend to focus on the things that doesn't go well for him. But then you got to keep in mind that, you know, not every football team is perfect. Like there will be, if you literally see a match that Man City don't win, you will see they will go in on someone. Their fans will go in on someone that is the reason they did not win in their own team. I don't know who it is, but it may be Grealish. I don't know. But that's just football at every level. If I could get 20 mil for Ruter, I'm taking it. Fark should not have played Ruter until fit. This is the thing. How unfit was he, though? I mean, I can believe he wasn't as fit as he probably admitted. They've become entitled. Football fans entitled? That's mad. That's a mad concept. It's not a mad concept. It's not a mad concept at all. Anyway, Glenn Hayes, God, you must be a cheap date, mate. He'll want £30 for Somerville and £17 for Nonto. And we might make the playoffs look easy. After all, we're the best team in the playoffs. Again, I want you to be right, but I don't want to be arrogant to go along with it, because in case anytime I say something, the opposite happens, basically. So, could be wrong. Could be wrong. Overvaluing footballers is mad, mate. I don't even really know what to say to that, Mr. Hayes, because I can't even really make a joke about giving you £30. There's laws against that. But anyway. So for anyone who wondered, these were the statistics for the game. If anyone is remotely interested, but the esteemed director John did create this generously for us, which personally is appreciated, because I wouldn't know how to do this. You've got to put an M next to the number, Glenn. Otherwise it looks like you want 30 quid for them, sir. Anyway, so obviously we had more shots on target, which is shocking. No, I'm not joking. Well, I'm not joking. I'm factually correct, but not seriously trying to dig you out for it, sir. It did not look like we were going to outshoot Norwich in terms of shots on target, but we did, because they did their free kick routine under the wall and then decided to stop putting the ball on target, which I'll be really happy if they have the same philosophy on Thursday night. But that being said, also Director John did put this together for us. I feel bad for Director John, because it was like, John, can you like put a thing together for like the scores of the playoffs and and there was no goals basically. It was atrocious. I like how West Brom and Southampton, it was like, it's over to you guys, and then they just took that ball and went, yep, nope, we're also going to not entertain either. Their game was more entertaining, to be fair. But anyway, apologies. My got something in my eye. Anyway, Easy B. Have I been calling you Easy E for the last hour? Anyway, my apologies if that's true. The only worry I have about the playoffs is Fark and his team selection and substitution. I think he sort of wants to trust his main 11 to dig themselves out of any situations they get into, whether that's true or not. I think that's what he thinks. I think he also then relies on, if we're in front, like using his substitutions to kill the clock, because he loves an 88th minute substitution when we're winning. I could be wrong, as I see it. And Stefan with 30 quid is a bit of an undervalue, or is it? Maybe a little bit undervalued. See a couple more O's on that, sir. If the Simpsons were commentating on today's match, it'd be, ladies and gentlemen, we have a draw. And then they wouldn't know what to do. Anyway, it's that time where we go for our wanker of the week. It's the wanker of the week. This week's wanker of the week is Josh Smith, the referee who took charge, coinage charge is loose, of the Norwich versus Leeds United EFL playoff game, EFL Championship playoff game. And we deem this because I don't think his performance was particularly great. I would describe it as a homer performance. I feel like if Willie Nonto had gone down at Elm Road in that manner, he would have been more likely to get it. I think Norwich got all the 50-50 decisions that he could realistically give them without making it look too obvious. I don't want to sound too delusional with this, but I don't think, and I don't shit on the referees on a weekly basis, I think it's fair to say, but I don't think he covered himself in much glory either. So, Josh Smith, you are the wanker of the week, which is historic because it's the first time in 3 weeks I've not picked Leeds United or some entity of Leeds United. Anyway, apparently due to his time at Norwich, Delia was going to entice Fark into the boardroom, use her false teeth and entice a bribe. What's Alex Ferguson done, sir? Mr. Hayes. I would happily part company with Fark after the playoffs. Not nice, but I don't have confidence in him. It would be really silly, in my opinion, to sack someone that's won the league twice just in the first year that they haven't won it. And unless you're then going to turn around and go, we've brought back Bielsa or Pep has agreed to do it, there's no one else you can realistically get that would make me go, oh, yeah, I can see why you got rid of the guy that's already won this thing twice. Because we're still going to be a contender for it next year. I could be wrong. I mean, I don't want to be in a situation where we have to find out whether we'll be a contender for it next year, because I'd rather just win these 2 games and then get the 200 million. And then worst comes to worst, we're back in the same situation we are this season. But then you've still had that money. But anyway, everyone's entitled to their opinion, as we've already established. Delia took her teeth out. This sounds a lot like your story, sir. But you've swapped out, like, Bertha with Delia. Glenn agrees with you, though, Easy B. Fox seems like decent. He does seem like a decent bloke, and I believe he does like the cheesecake. You know what? Shall I do question of the week or the dipshits next? I'm going to do both anyway, so I'll make you suffer it. But at the same time, what did you want the question of the week? Actually, line, you're going to get the question of the week last, so I don't know why. We're going to do the dipshits, where we look into tweets on Don Goodman and Andy Hinchcliffe. Bertha Berlin. That'd be a great team. Are you asking what Alex Ferguson has done wrong whilst wearing a Leeds shirt? The world really has got... No, what I'm asking is more why you brought him up specifically, sir. As in, I'm guessing you're implying he should have been the wanker of the week, but I've not seen him this week, so I don't know what he did. I think my question's pretty fair, despite it being Alex Ferguson. But the world has gone mad. That's not incorrect of you. Does Fark like the German sausage? Have you seen Giggs then? No, but I've been making jokes about Ryan Giggs for years. About, you know, it does not take much for me to make a joke about him and his brother. I must admit. I probably should admit that online. But it's true. Brownie, that's a disgraceful question. But I don't know the answer, so I couldn't. He might absolutely love. I try not to follow anything about Man United apart from their results if they're losing, sir. Or anyone wearing red. Well, Tottenham have red on their kit, so, and glasses, and anyway. It's time for the dipshits. Don Goodman in the commentary box today, according to Walmart TV. That's Walmart TV. I think they feel he was rather biased on commentary. I do feel he goes out of his way. I could be wrong. I feel like he goes out of his way so he's not accused of being biased towards Leeds United. So like he leans the other way because apparently he is a Leeds fan, allegedly like a childhood Leeds fan. Don't know if it's true. Apparently it is true. Also, Joe, as in Dog It Joe, says, "Oh fuck off, Don Goodman. Of course he had to get Ipswich in there." Hashtag fuck off Don Goodman. I didn't click on it, so I don't know how many more people have done it or if it's just Dog It Joe. Might just be a load of tweets from Dog It Joe tracking it with his own hashtag. Could be fit. I don't know. It's my fault. Should have done it. There's only one scum TM of Norwich City. Interesting. Ash, as in Ashley Lauren on Twitter, says death, taxes, and Don Goodman being a effing see you next Tuesday. I've said the word before, I just didn't feel like saying it then. Anyway, so yeah, not a fan of Don. Don Goodman really is one of the biggest see you next Tuesdays in football. To which Ant Hardy replied with, "So are you." To which Ed Baker replied, "Fair comment." That escalated quickly and was diffused even quicker. Yep. And last one for Don. Potentially just 2 games left to achieve our ultimate goal of not having to listen to Don Goodman and Andy Hinchcliffe every week from All Day UFC. But wait a minute, I've seen the word Andy Hinchcliffe. That must trigger a series of Andy Hinchcliffe tweets. Unofficial Leeds United. How does Don Goodman continue to get work as co-coms? Absolutely useless. To which Ryan replied, "Genuinely, I've realised Andy Hinchcliffe is worse. He is worse. He is worse. He is worse." Andy Hinchcliffe telling a bloke who's banged in multiple screamers from that position this season what to do on commentary, get rid at Sky Sports from Rotund Zagzaru. To be fair though, I believe he's talking about Alan Armstrong. I could be wrong. Adam Armstrong, not Alan Armstrong. I have no authority on that. I have no idea. Alan Collins, EFC Collins 11 said, "There's almost solace in the football season ending and not having to listen to Andy Hinchcliffe again for 3 effing months." I agree. It's my favourite part of the season ending, not having to listen to Hinchcliffe. Only Andy Hinchcliffe can watch a keeper make a diving save and say it was straight at him. Terrible commentator from Joe Agaskal. And the last one. Someone remind me how many Ballon d'Ors Andy Hinchcliffe won. The same as me. Fuck all. Why do they think? Even Karen Carney knows more about football than Goodman and Hinchcliffe. You've now just created a situation where I'm going to have Karen Carney added to the dipshits so we can prove if this is true. Can't wait until we hear the wisdom of Gary Neville. Why is commentary so torturous? Anyway, Carney certainly won more trophies than both combined. It's a fair point. Jimmy. Anyway, so we are practically at the end of the show. So, do you listen to football on the radio, Mr. Herentonio? Because I imagine you can't have watched it on a TV to not know why people dislike these 2 men. Well, more Andy Hinchcliffe, to be fair. I'm not knocking you or trying to embarrass you there. It's just a genuine question because Andy, the thing I'm noticing is a lot of teams feel like Andy Hinchcliffe doesn't like or is biased against them. But like, I have evidence of when Patrick Bamford scored at Middlesbrough, Andy Hinchcliffe immediately started crying about the defending at the first, like he was actually upset that Leeds scored. And I'm sure loads of teams think that happens to them or whatever. But this actually happened. He was furious. I mean, in his remote defence, I would have wanted to know how that ball found its way to Patrick Bamford. But still, no, fair enough, Stefan. So it's time for the Mr. Tom. Oh, there you go. Alison Adams with him and Don Goodman are shocking. Alison Adams, who is worse, though, in your opinion? And your opinion is your opinion. But who is worse and why is it Hinchcliffe? That's true. Part of doing this, Stefan, is because I just found it interesting. Like when, like for example, Ipswich fans are convinced that Don Goodman hates Ipswich. We've got a disallowed corner recently, and he said, "For once, the Leeds fans are right." That was Goodman, right? Yeah. Both can't stand either. It's fair enough. But anyway, so it's time for the Mr. Tom question of the week. Mr. Tom's finally a good one. Question of the week. I lose my voice every time I do that. Anyway. Hayes is saying Hinchcliffe. We'll do an official poll of it at the end of the season, I think. We should collate as many opinions as possible on who the worst one is. And hopefully I'll get Sky to agree to fire the one that loses the poll. No, that wins the poll. No, I'm joking. I'd never try and get anyone fired. In all seriousness. I'm convinced Delia hates Ipswich. Well, why wouldn't she dislike Ipswich, sir? My fave game on earth. What, trying to get people fired? I'd rather not. Anyway, so the Mr. Tom question of the week is... Who is the only Leeds United player to score a hat-trick against Norwich City? I looked this up. I looked up every Leeds United player to ever score a hat-trick. One scores a hat-trick against Norwich. I believe Director John was very happy that he just didn't have to put up a list of ex-Leeds players or Leeds players and Norwich players. There you go, it's done. Snodgrass, Snodders, Wallace. So I signed him soon after. Nope. He did also play for the Budgies. He was one of 700 players to leave Leeds for Norwich in the last decade. You know how Liverpool buy all their players from Southampton? Well, Norwich got all their players that they would get promoted and relegated with from us. That's the true allure of the Premier League. Imagine wanting to play for Norwich over Leeds. But there was a time where it would be a big pay rise. Anyway, Stefan was right. It's Alan Clark. And it was actually in the third round, second replay at Villa Park. We played that 2-0, a 0-0 draw at Carrow Road. sorry, a 1-1 draw at Carroll Road, a 1-1 draw at Ellen Road, and then we spanked the fuck out of them in, I believe it was 5-0, could be wrong, in the second replay. I don't know why it took a year to come out of my mouth. But anyway. Thank you to Director John for putting that together. Director John also did find the footage of it. But I'm actually unsure what the copyright law is on me being able to play it. He was a decent player. There's no way you're that old, Glenn. You are easily 17 years old. In fact, I should have to ask your parents' permission to watch this show. There you go. So don't forget to join us next week where we will go over the second leg. Hopefully, we'll be previewing Wembley rather than doing a post-mortem on our season. But it is what it is. We'll see how it goes. If anyone has any questions or anything they want to say, get it out now or I'm going to bed. I'll work in the morning. Yeah, Jimmy, I cannot believe how unsurprised I was that it turned out that I'd selected 9 AM at 1 AM when I was actually making it. If anything, I was surprised you all didn't work it out quicker. Because you were waiting in that. I mean, I'm surprised you were ready at 9 AM for this. Because there was nothing. I had nothing for this. Because obviously the game happened at midday. I've turned this around in what 7 hours? Anyway, how can he score a hat-trick at Villa Park? Because it was the second replay, sir. We played them twice. And the other replay was on the third match was on a neutral territory. Excuses, disgraceful. Well, I am that. That's not unfair. Have you ever been to the States? I've not. I've always wanted to go, and not just New York because of the stupid. Like when I was younger, because I wanted to go to New York to go to Madison Square Garden. It was a place I was always fascinated with. Plus, Home Alone 2 made it seem very, cool. In hindsight, it's probably not. Probably like London, but just slightly bigger. And you'd probably have to pay tips on everything you buy, like food and stuff. So, I really need to end this, so I'll just continue answering these comments, and I can't help myself. Still up, didn't go to bed. That doesn't surprise me at all, sir. No problem. But no, it was 2 1-1 draws. So then they did the third game on the 29th of January. So I believe even the fourth round would have been underway at that point. I thought you'd like to see the... Yeah, that's probably true. Yeah. If I could. I was saying that now, ticket prices for Madison Square Garden for wrestling would be extortionate. Would be probably about $500. I wouldn't be surprised. And John Lennon's last gig was MS. I'm sure he means MSG with Elton John. And Russ Morgan in the house with Evening. We all love Leeds fans. Russ, you just missed a question of the week, sir. Just so you, in case you wondered, that's what it was. I really should have just moved this back and then gone, have a guess, Russ. Don't tell him, everyone. But then he'd be clever enough to like scroll up and he'd find it within about 8 seconds. No problem. Did you go anywhere excited, sir? Alan Clark. Yes, sir. That being said, no, I prefer this being here because then I'm not full screen. But anyway, I can believe it. I can very much believe you knew the answer to that. But anyway. Oh, that's interesting. Congratulations, Russ. Ah, that you got me. All right, fine. Visiting family. If that was actually true, you'd have made that clear well before. Yeah, that's silly of me. Old Trafford is falling down. Glenn Hayes lived California briefly, 3 months. It's worked for Apple. So got the full tour. Right. Ten Hag is a fucking cloud. Sorry, it's rude of me. Do excuse me. It's been a long day. Give him 10 more years. They really should. I like what he's doing with the place. He's taking them from strength to strength. Leeds United on the beers. Yeah. So I probably should end this now. Otherwise, I'm terrible at ending the show. But I do genuinely appreciate people's support. Again, everyone's entitled to their opinions. Everyone's entitled to do what they want. Ben's opinions are Ben's. Mine are mine, even if they're wrong. And there you go. Southgate for Man U. I get the Apple name from the Beatles. Was 0-0 a good result? I feel it could have been a lot worse. Yeah, as he said, could have been worse, yeah. Thanks, Tom and chat. Thank you for stopping by, Stefan. Thank you to everyone for stopping by, giving us your time on a Sunday evening. I forgot what day it is. I always forget what day it is. I only ever do this on Sunday. But no, seriously. Thank you all for your time. Thank you for your support. Have a good week. Leeds. This is where I should play the intro, really. Don't even have it pressed. Take care, everyone. Genuinely had no idea of the score all to play for. The other game was 0-0 as well, in case you wondered. Top show. All the best. Thank you, Glenn.